success with, but
can they replicate it?
That's the thing, because this is not really a style, I would say, in most of Liquid games this tournament that they have played. Like Kyle was pointing out, they've had Sumail play a lot of carry-ish mid. I'm very happy to see them pick a more active hero. I think that was a great problem in the last game, like BSJ was also harping on. But my concern is, a lot of the time when Liquid have success in various metas with this roster, I think back when they had Boxy, a lot of it came off of Taiga and Boxy making plays. Your support duo in this game are not making plays. So Sumail really has to be the prime engine behind finding opportunities, which he's definitely capable of. But my concern is he has to do a very, very big part of the work himself here. It works for Liquid, or sorry, for Nigma. I think they're more accustomed to the style, and I think Mind Control as a player is a little bit more action hungry, maybe on average, than Koikva.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can adapt to that in this very important best of one that this turned down to for them for survival.
There are 3 bottom for Liquid to start things off. Obviously the Treant Protector inside the trees. Ice playing the safe lane, so kind of playing a little bit of different lanes here just for the better matchups and whatnot.
Yep.
But Ice on Beastmaster, not the most common off-lane hero, if you want to call him that in this game, that we're used to seeing. I mean, we've seen it mid. It was pretty good, but I forget who actually played that, but they ended up losing because of all the
Carter gets level 2. Crescent, that's not a good Nature's Grasp. That was...
Yeah, that was a little questionable. It's okay, just call A and all that good stuff. But, I mean, we can go over these lanes and what you think of them. I mean, obviously, Viper's been picked a lot this tournament. It has extremely high success rate, especially against these really tanky heroes like the Dragon Knight.
Yep.
I mean, are you expecting it to go any differently for that lane in particular?
Not really. I think it's the primary reason they picked it, right? They picked it as a direct response, and they made sure to get the lane where it faces the Dragon Knight. And not only that, but the one thing you want when you have Nether Toxin against these heroes where it's really impactful is that you have a way of keeping them in there, right? You're playing with a line who has a stun and a very powerful slow in the Hex. So should definitely be able to get a lot of that damage out of it.
And we're seeing Battery Assault being used on Insania, but Ice not able to catch up with that little boar of his. I mean, in terms of like just out of curiosity, the build on the offlane Beastmaster, you don't have Necronomicon anymore. He's going for the hood. Not the hood, the Helm of the Dominator. Is it just like an aura game for him at this rate?
Yeah, I think pretty much. You have a lineup that's very tailored to be strong in the mid game, right? Like the panel talked about, it's kind of similar to the last game actually. They don't have like a true late game carry. Last game it was the Razor, this game is the Viper for RTZ. But your mid game is extremely fierce, except in specific kinds of team fights where everybody just runs into each other and all spells get cast. Then I really like Liquid's chances, because Eclipse plus Overgrowth and Invoker spells is really powerful. But once BKBs come out, this Liquid lineup doesn't look very dangerous to me.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Fly's going to get caught by the Nature's Grasp along with 3 members of Liquid. It looks like that is going to be first blood going the way of Liquid here.
Going to Mickey?
Yeah, Mickey couldn't ask for a better hero to get that one. But in terms of like EG's draft, since I've covered them a lot, is we're going to see the Earth Spike here by Crit, set up the RTZ right clicks. It's going to be turned around completely on the Crit with a Purifying Flame. It's just too much damage. Koikva's Breathe Fire and whatnot. It looks like it might be a trade here. RTZ will get the position 5 Insania Oracle. But like you said, RTZ playing these heroes that are not, you know, I mean, when I think of all the drafts from the NADPC, he always picks this Medusa, this Terrorblade, just some big carry late game guy, because it feels like they always, at least at that stage, they were winning basically every early game, and now they're going for this more high tempo, beat you quickly, and we're not going to get to the late game to begin with. So cool to see them kind of stepping outside what I assumed was their comfort zone.
They might have a read on the patch right now where they're looking at what are other teams doing, what are the successful teams doing, and feel like they need to up their pace a little bit. That they're too static in their lanes, they're too static in their farming patterns. Ice is going to die here. This will be another big kill for Mickey.
It pops the Fairy Fire, but to no avail.
And gives him a little bonus piggy here. That is hard. It's hard to juke Treant in the trees.
Yes, I actually thought they were going to counter Treant with a Hoodwink. That would have been quite fitting indeed, as it was not banned, shockingly. But they did ban the Broodmother, as the panel talked about. So. Yeah. That's obviously a good change if you're a Liquid fan.
And Cap made a good point about the value of Clockwork against Treant, right? It's one of the heroes, it isolates Treant, he can't really fight back, he can find him in the trees with the rocket, and they've basically picked 3 heroes that can all dive Treant in the trees. Beastmaster with Hawk, Ember Spirit with the Fire Remnant and the Clockwork Hookshot plus Rocket. So I'm not foreseeing an easy game for Taiga here. And while in some games it doesn't really matter that much that your support dies because you can buy back and reconnect, Treant is slow, and he's a really integral part of their team fight, in my opinion, in this game. Like some games, Treant does well with just, you know, living armor, casting a Bramble here or there, or a, not Bramble, Nature's Grasp, but I think Overgrowth is massive in this game for their ability to deal with Ember, their ability to deal with Viper, and their ability to deal with BKBs, right? Like that's really going to be an issue for their team.
Yeah.
Oh, he is going to be in trouble here, possibly.
Yeah, Ice continuing to slow, but Mickey's there with that Lucent Beam. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana to speak of after the fact, and Taiga just being pushed out of lane for now, but looks like EG just want to back up here with the 2 boars in tow. Sumail we haven't really talked about, but obviously the hero you think about when you say Sumail is Stormseer, but next on the list is probably the Invoker, I would say. Obviously off to a very good start, has the level advantage right now, and the CS advantage as well. I mean, doing really well overall in this mid lane so far. And he has the, he has the Tornado, it's the Quas Wex build, so you can take off Flame Guard pretty much right away, dispel that with the Tornado.
Oh, Fly, this could be scary for Sumail if they have...
Ice getting dove, though. Taiga will be the trade, but no XP for him. So 1 for 1.
Dust on Clock or Lion, because this could be a kill.
Yeah, Fly going in.
That was not so good.
I think he changed his mind. I don't actually think he was going for that after the fact.
Oh, Regen.
Yeah, Fly's just going to get bottled by Abed, but Abed will still be bottling it. Okay.
Yeah, Fly did have a sentry, so if he had a connect there, that would have been...
Forcing out a TP. Here you see the Tornado dispelling that Flame Guard. Taiga's here with the Nature's Grasp. Abed trying to get out with that Remnant. Should be successful. And of course, has that regen, so feels pretty safe to do so. As meanwhile, bot lane, Mickey getting pressured. They can get this kill. This would be enormous, but yeah, just not quite enough damage for EG yet.
Fly's gonna backstab. This is a kill on Insania for sure.
Yeah, they obviously would have preferred that Luna, but they'll take the Oracle again. This time getting some XP in the bot lane instead of the top. So, I mean, Ice, this is going to be the more interesting hero to look for this game. 20-2 right now in terms of CS. Helm of the Dominator not too far away. I mean, what would you say that his... Again, I'm just not familiar with this hero played without the Necronomicon and not with that mid, you know, Ags build.
Yeah. I think you go for the Dom and some sort of boots upgrade, probably. And then, oh, hang on.
That's a potential team fight here. Mickey is level 6, but the Primal Roar. Arteezy is here. Like you said, that is a great combination, and Mickey's just going to get right-click down and out inside the cogs. Taiga can't get anything off thanks to that battery assault. So amazing rotation from Arteezy. That was out of nowhere.
Such an unexpected attacking.
Yeah.
It's a minute 7 Viper traveling on the side of bot lane.
Wow.
You can't fault Liquid for not expecting that.
I literally thought that was a Liquid person TPing at first. Not quite, but has the Dragon Tail Sumail, not able to really connect here. But yeah, that might be the first time I've seen that one. I mean, we've seen the old school, like Tinker, Boots of Travel TPing onto Hawks, but cool to see them kind of connecting the dots here.
For sure. Thank you. So let's talk about Beast's build. You go Dom into Boots, upgrade, whatever, and then either BKB could be a possibility, or you just, like you said, ramp up auras. Solar Crest could be a possible thing to put on the Viper. It's pretty nice. Pipe is good this game against all of the Dire heroes.
He's going to be spotted out. Dragon Tail will keep him in place. Abed.
Not much going to come from that.
Yeah, quick, but no longer in an Elder Dragon form, so.
Very much moving on these EG supports. Both only level 4, minute 9, so kind of want the tome on both of them, to be honest, but they're obviously not both going to get it. I imagine they will end up giving it to Crit as usual, so Fly needs to find a lane. Clock being under-leveled feels really bad. There are some supports with like, okay, Clockwork needs those levels.
All right, Ice and his army are top lane now, so it looks like that is the objective that EG wants to take. The stomp is there from the Centaur, and Fly's going to connect on the other side with that Nether Toxin, like we've talked about so many times before, against these very tanky heroes with a passive that gives you the tankiness. The Nether Toxin just helps you make them super squishy.
And obviously, Nether Toxin deals increased damage over time, so...
You can lock them down,
yeah,
absolutely.
You have so much control.
Yeah, Abed wants to finish him off, but Liquid have many members here to help support. We're going to start off with a Lucent Beam. There's a Tornado. Takes off that Flame Guard. Sleight of Fist does dodge the AMP, so nicely done from Abed, but he's going to get cold snapped into the Lucent Beam to follow. Has the Remnant on the other side of the trees here.
Making a lot of space. He's basically just countering Luna with that play, more than anything. Luna's not hitting creeps in that time.
I thought that Sumail might actually connect there, but kind of afraid of a TP onto the outpost. He's double the level right now versus that Lion. Mickey getting some stacks now, and
Abed with the haste. He might actually go for this. Knowing Abed, he's going to dive Taiga here.
Crit. EMP is going to connect to start things out, and like you said, that is a kill on the other side from Abed. That's a 1-for-1 on the supports. And expecting this, well, we'll have to talk about the build of Sumail in just a moment. Are you expecting kind of the same that we've been seeing throughout this tournament for the Invoker? Which is the urn into...
I don't know if you get the Vessel
Canna Midas.
I don't think Vessel is really worth it necessarily.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
I also don't know if Midas is that important here. When you look at the enemy team you're facing, you don't necessarily need to prepare for very late game because the game is going to largely be decided in these like heavy mid-game 20-25 minute timing fights. So maybe you're better off looking for any sort of earlier impact item that you could have. Historically, you've seen Invokers go like Orchid. I don't know how good that is here. Sometimes out of desperation going BKB, which I don't think he needs because he does have the Oracle protection, although that's largely going on Luna.
There's a good amount of spells that go through BKB this game as well.
Witchblade could be a mid-game timing item.
Oh, okay.
If he was thinking about it. He's going to phase boots so far and has nothing queued up. So we'll see what he ends up settling on.
Yeah, well, Fly is now level 6 on this clockwork, so the hookshot initiation will be a thing, as long as he can hit it, of course. Abed still pressuring this mid tower, which has the remnant out, so
Trant does not defend well against Beastmaster. They have to rotate in course every time Beastmaster hits the tower. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, all those instances of damage. Living armor, obviously, it's good for like these slow-paced games where there's not a ton of pressure done to the tower, just like chip damage, but like you said, with Beastmaster, it just feels pretty difficult to keep up. And so now, looking for the Arcane Rune. Oh, looks like it's going to be stolen here by Koikva. Interesting. Doesn't have Dragon Form quite yet, but obviously that's going to be very nice once he does pop it.
Rocket scouting out Insania. They know what's going on, and they seem to chill for now. EG, it's just you can definitely tell what the mindset is, right? They're really pressuring. Even when they're not fighting, they're always posing for a fight. So they're trying to make Liquid be inefficient on the map with the resources. Good combination of spells here.
Great layering overall. Will it be enough though? Abed, yes. Wow, Insania's Purifying Flames is actually the one to get the kill. Must have been just enough damage. But I mean, they have a lot of dispel between the Tornado and the Fortune's End as well. So Flame Guard not really able to make Ember feel any tankier this game. It looks like Ice 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 is actually going for a BKB second item. Interesting. So feeling... I mean, they don't really have, other than hookshot, like long-range initiation. I guess you have Ember Spirit setting up chains, potentially. They feel pretty comfortable with what they have, and maybe look back on line. First hookshot of the game, the roar onto the Oracle to try to prevent. And look at the Centaur stomping as well. No really false promise for you. There. So they delete 2 heroes, and now Abed taking out the Courier of Sumail. And Taiga looks to be next. If they can just get one more stun, it should be a kill. Actually, the slow should suffice. Taiga has the overgrowth. It's going to actually connect on several heroes here, but Abed, the leave should be fine. And that's 3 dead, and EG, the pressure they're applying, so fast.
That was a very, very clean engage. When I saw the hookshot, I was like, oh, is this really going to end well? You need to also cover the Oracle. So they hookshot the Dragon Knight, they roar the Oracle, they then chain Centaurs down the Oracle. So Ice 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 basically soloed him. And they isolated Koikva in the meantime. Very nicely done.
Nice Tornado, though, from Sumail as Koikva does have his Dragon Form. Will pop it, Fly, basically no mana to speak of as the Eclipse pops as well. And... well, looks like Fly is going to be the only casualty for EG. So if you're EG, that's absolutely great turn of events. Eclipse down now.
Oh, Sumail. Wait, oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, Abed with another Remnant.
He have a Remnant out. I saw he had cooldown. I was like, uh-oh, he's not getting out of that.
It's all over the place right now.
Definitely getting out of that.
Well, the tier 1 tower stays up. And remember, this is a Treant Protector lineup. So as we see, the stun from Koikva. Abed just walking away for now. Looks like he'll be good to go. And Crit just slowing things down here. Doesn't have much mana to speak of. So Blink Dagger is Koikva's first item. No big surprise. I feel like this is just literally every game on Dragon Knight. But are you surprised Ice going for the BKB that I mentioned earlier instead of a Blink Dagger or something like that?
It was one of the options I laid out, right? Like either you go BKB or you go Auras. I did think he was maybe going to upgrade his boots, but I think it's solid. You have one clear job in this game, and that is deal with the Oracle and the Treant, right? If Beastmaster takes care of the supports, I think the core matchups are very, very playable. Luna has quite some issues in this game with...
Why?
Okay.
He finds Mickey. Battery Assault into the cause. Insanity is on the other side with that False Promise ready, so I don't think EG wants to go any further here.
It's a very difficult arena to fight into Oracle, that one. On those slopes, Oracle has a very easy time casting all spells and protecting whoever you go on. And also Invoker. He loves fighting around these small steps where all his spells just land every time on multiple heroes. So out of experience, the EG are going to back off, and they're going to try to put more pressure mid. This Living Armor is somewhat keeping it alive against the Siege Creep and Beastmaster minions, but eventually, you would imagine they're going to be able to grab this tower.
Liquid are coming in numbers to try to defend, but there's the Roar to start things out. Don't really have that much damage to follow it up, especially with that Fate's Edict applied. Meanwhile, bottom lane, this is the bigger kill onto Mickey. They're focusing so much on mid is Liquid that their carry ends up dying bottom, and they still lose that tier 1 mid. Now Taiga has TP'd in. See the stun onto the Beastmaster, but not going to be able to follow it up with any damage. As Arteezy just going to be able to blow up this Dragon Knight again. This Viper versus Dragon Knight does not feel very good for DK players. Abed now chasing Insania. Looks like they'll leave it there.
You have to think that was just a full-on divide and conquer play. That was actually beautiful. Again, EG are using some really high-level concepts in this game. Like, the way they did this, it looked like a really weird Roar, right? Like, okay, there's an Oracle right behind. You can literally just save him and he probably gets out. But the thing is, what they do with this Roar is they force the other Liquid heroes to stay in the neighborhood, and that gives them the kill on Luna bottom. And then after killing the Luna bottom, Arteezy can actually travel mid to where they've started this fight. So they basically create two 3v3, 2v2s at the same time on the map. And what Liquid's lineup wants is a 5v5, and they're never getting it. Like, it's just EG splitting them apart and using the map extremely well. And these travels on Viper, man, they've paid off big time so far.
Oh, yeah.
Finding some really good moves.
I mean, just with the Boots of Travel, they've gotten 2 kills on Luna, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So he has a Yasha now. We'll see what he ends up building overall. But at the Dragon Lance, the Falcon Blade, all that good stuff for Viper players.
Viper? Is he going Maelstrom?
On Viper? I think it was the Ember Spirit.
Did I see that wrong?
Javelin.
I saw it wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
Abed has it.
Okay, that seems more right.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, hey, you could go Atos into whatever the hell that item is called on Viper.
Gleipnir.
Gleipnir, yeah.
Forgot what that's actually called in Norse mythology. It's called Gleipnir.
Yeah.
Okay, every Icelandic Dota viewer right now is cringing Gigaheart. That's fine. You don't learn that in school anymore.
Yeah, that's a real shame. As Roshan, #1, will be taken out in favor of EG. Not even a contest coming out from Liquid. I mean, it is a 3K net worth lead. And again, just to remind viewers out there, Liquid has to win this game or else they are out of the tournament. And if they win, it's still a tiebreaker. Best of 1, I believe, with Team Spirit. So
you have to win for a chance to win.
Well,
a chance to get into top 8 where you win something.
That is, yeah, that is true.
So a lot of winning to win, and then getting there, and then getting a chance to get top 4 for TI. So, or top 8, 6, I think it is.
It's like those loot boxes, right? You open one up, you get a better chance to get the next, and you just got to keep trying.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, keep trying. Like, if you lose this game, just start a new game.
Now, Abed being very annoying. Now that he has that Maelstrom, can help clear these waves a little bit faster. And oh, the Koikfa initiation, not able to be there. Abed with the quick fingers.
That was sexy.
That's a voice line.
No, it's not.
That is a voice line.
I was going to say, don't make that a voice line. I am not trying to force in voice lines. I am naturally funny.
If Team Spirit can do it, you can do it. Team Spirit.
Damn, that's...
Defend your tower.
Well, that's Latam Defender.
Yeah, that's Latam Defender.
Or Latam, I'm not sure how you say it.
Either way, 4K net worth lead now for EG. They still have the Aegis on Arteezy for another 3.5 minutes plus some change on top is Mickey.
Are they finally going to get this mid tower?
Yeah.
Looks like it. Alacrity plus Dragon Lance plus Grove Bow.
Okay.
Hitting from very far away.
Yeah, Grove Bow is pretty good.
They'll be trading for tier 2 though, so it's still bittersweet. You finally get the mid tier 1, but this trade-off is not good. You're going to lose the outpost eventually, but they are trying to surprise EG here with this move. Fly, however, is in a really good position to break smoke. I feel like this is ill-advised. We're going to see how it turns out, though.
Yeah, quite fun. They're using their initiation on the fly. They blow him up pretty quickly. So that's a 5v4 in favor of Liquid right now. And still, Alacrity on Luna is quite scary, Cinderin.
If they get that one kill and get out, it's actually not too... Are they going to get more?
Ice is clipped by the tornado, but you can see that Liquid are very scared to go in. Although Dragon Knight jumps in, and now he's just going to get blown up inside that Nether Toxin. Down he goes before he can pop any spell. And now Liquid on the run. Sumail looks like Abed has his sights set, but Taiga with that overgrowth, keeping him in place. If they can turn this around with the Eclipse, they do. Abed is dead. No Aegis for him. It is on the Viper, of course, as Arteezy. Now he's running. This is such a back and forth fight. Feels like both respective teams feel like they have advantages at different times in the fight.
That they don't have.
Overconfidence. Arteezy, that is going to be the Aegis. He is surrounded right now. Crit does have the Blink Dagger and every spell to his disposal. Arteezy puts down the Nether Toxin. There's a hook shot from Fly, who's actually respawned regularly, but there's a false promise keeping the Luna alive. How much damage do they have? Can they blow him up? I don't think so. He's just going to apply these right clicks to Fly.
He has taken so much damage that he's going to be healed to full.
And Viper, Arteezy looks like he will finally die. Tries to get out some more damage before the inevitable comes.
All right.
Okay, network lead for EG, but a definite fight win for Liquid, despite it starting out horribly, really.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out well for them. So they get the first Clockwork kill free, right?
Yeah.
So it's a 5v4, but they're fighting into Aegis, and the enemy team has like a really good position up at that top line of trees with the heroes they have. Abed just jumps in with Fire Remnant and just gets caught in overgrowth and killed. If he doesn't die like that, I think this fight could have turned out really, really badly for Liquid for following up. But Abed kind of offering them a good fight there, and they took it and they won it. So nice for Liquid. They somewhat equalize. Obviously, losing the tier 2 tower never feels good, as that outpost will more than likely be a target for EG sometime soon. And having those two outposts against the enemy team's one is very nice, of course. But Mickey, probably the big winner of that fight. Look how much he's pulling ahead now with Arteezy dying. 2.5k gold.
Oh yeah. Ahead
of that that Viper, and he seems to be building a butterfly in the Luna. I guess it's pretty good. I don't know if it's the best possible item here. I kind of like BKB. I kind of like Skadi as well. I don't know if the evasion's important. I don't know if they have damage problems. But either way, just getting big items here, obviously, on the Luna is what you want for this lineup. You have a lot of protection with both Oracle and Treant, and Alacrity from Invoker. So as long as Luna stands and delivers with a net worth lead, Liquid have a good chance.
Yeah, Abed perhaps trying to bait here a bit, as the rest of EG pretty much are smoked up. Arteezy can always TP to these. Never mind, that's a Purifying Flame killing the Hawk, but he can still TP nearby thanks to the Boots of Travel. Arteezy, I believe, is about to finish a Manta Style, so that's a dispel for, a lot of things, but more notably than anything, the Overgrowth. I feel like from Abed's perspective, I feel like he needs some sort of dispel, like a BKB or a Manta himself.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Beastmaster's buying one, right?
Yeah.
So you would imagine both your Ember and your Viper would kind of follow suit, and that you hit this incredible timing for your team where you are all on the same page with that, but not the case right now. This could be a big backstab. I don't think EG are expecting this at all. This attack angle would be a very nice way for them to start the fight, to find out the Lion here, unless he blinks in time. Oh, they showed.
Yeah, they showed. But
they, okay. This is a very awkward position, actually, for both teams now. You're kind of like, okay, well, EG are going to go push up mid. And Liquid, since their smoke didn't really bear fruit, they're just going to start pushing out bottom, looking at tier 2.
Tell me about EG's lineup if they start... they've started to lose a little bit of luster. Is that even the right word? I don't know. But Liquid is starting to come back.
I don't know if that's even a word at all.
A luster is definitely a word, okay. 100%. I don't know. I don't remember what it means.
Is that when you have more lust than someone else?
No, I don't think so. But maybe in your case. But anyway... is there a point where EG's lineup just starts to taper off a bit? Ember Spirit can scale pretty well, but Viper feels like one of those heroes that's like, Beastmaster, it's an off lane with, again, no Necronomicon. I don't know how well he scales without going for the Ags build.
There are some really good talents on Viper to become a carry, similar to what we talked about with Razor last game. Level 20, you either get the Viper Strike DPS or the damage, and the level 25 talents on Viper are just amazing. Yeah, the hero naturally will not farm as fast as a Luna, so whether you can keep up with like the the pace of the game is really the bigger question rather than Viper. In theory, should be able, like with equal net worth, shouldn't be a bad hero against Lunalingam. Oh, there's the roar.
BKB popped by Ice 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 into the roar, but the Fate's Edict applying a little bit of damage mitigation there for Koik, but he's super healthy. He's gonna pop that ult in turn.
Or staff.
Abed deep in enemy lines. They're gonna try to focus on the Oracle for now. And Mickey already half HP. He doesn't have an Aegis or anything like that. Overgrowth is there, but there's a false promise keeping him alive. We'll see if he ends up at full HP despite taking so much damage from Arteezy on the other side of his Nature's Grasp.
He's definitely living.
Yeah, he is full HP, good to go. I mean, on the other side, you have Viper that can scale, you know, with the Shard. You can push like a mother effer. I mean, obviously Luna on the other side can push really well as well, but we've seen these fights as Dragon Knight jumps in. Looks like Ice 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 is going to be the recipient of that death in favor of Liquid, and the chase is on. Fate's Edict. I mean, I have to say, Insania is playing out of his mind right now. His spell usage is unbelievable. His Fly gets caught by his own cogs, essentially not able to hit his hook shot on a teammate. He's going to go down. That's a double kill for Mickey. Make it a triple. Abed trying to slow them down a bit, but now Liquid, they might be doing it, Cinderin.
Yeah, a little bit of a help your friend syndrome there. They could have cut the Beastmaster, I think, and be done with it, but Fly tries to help him a little bit, then he gets caught, tries to hookshot out, misses that, then Crit tries to help Fly, then Crit gets caught and he dies. The two big cores get out, but Liquid get out with a really big win in that fight, getting at least this mid-tier 2. Maybe can look to set up for the next Roshan, early spawn in 15 seconds. So if they can start getting map control in that area, this is definitely not looking bad for them. And that fight was actually really scary. I think Liquid weathered the storm very well. So what they did was, they obviously roar to start the fight, and Ember jumps in the backline and basically zones off the two support. The Treant and the Oracle have to fend for themselves, and they get some help from Invoker eventually. But what they did was, they outlasted them with the False Promise, and they identified, wait, they have just used BKB, Roar, Ember Remnants, and I think also Hookshot. So they just turn around and run them down and find all of the kills that they can get. Yeah. Nicely done from them to get themselves a little bit of an advantage.
I'm not sure if Koikfo was in the Nether Toxin. It feels like every time he is, he just gets blown up. But that it felt like he was quite tanky that time around. But either way, yeah, Liquid looking a lot stronger now as a result of that fight. And of course, I mean, Luna, one of the best pushing position ones in the game. It feels like he just can't do much once he gets into your base.
Smoke again. Liquid with the half smoke.
Trying to bait things out perhaps as Fly ready for that hook shot. And as you can see, Roshan not coming up for another minute, so ends up being close to an average spawn time for him.
Yep. Scan hits from Liquid, so they know exactly where EG are and what they're doing. And both teams are going to scout Roche with Sunstrike and Rocket respectively, so they know that that's not up, so they feel pretty safe to push bottom. I like this a lot from Liquid. They're going to try to force EG back. They know that their tower pushing threat is just way too strong.
Yeah.
EG are kind of late to this. They don't have Glyph.
Yeah, and that Alacrity is just ripping right through the tower. It's not quite dead. Here's the initiation from Fly.
Just dead.
Absolutely. And now Mickey could just finish off this tower as Abed is still coming from behind here. There's the buyback onto the Fly. Fate's Edict. Luna looks to just